3 podcasts every week. I can't keep up with all the knowledge. I hope you can keep up with it. And even if you can't, we've got TRS Clips, which is the highlights channel of the Ranveer show. Subscribe, hit that like button. But first, enjoy this video. Have you ever loved a girl?
Of course.
Okay.
I have not dropped from the skies. I'm as much a creature of the soil as anybody else is. In many senses, I'm rather worse off compared to even the average ordinary mortal. So it embarrasses me to say I have loved a girl just as anybody else does. Of course.
And what did it teach you?
What did it teach me? That love is something far beyond what I took it to be.
And what you took it to be was an outcome of films and music.
To some extent, yes, obviously. Yes. Well said. Very well said.
Yeah. I mean, that's all of us, sir.
Yes.
Because I'm going through the same thing right now. I'm just talking about myself here. You said attachment is one of the 6 sins according to the Gita. Sins? I don't want to call it sins.
Enemies.
Enemies.
Enemy.
Okay. How do you start overcoming these enemies in you after you have figured that they're there?
By calling them enemies in the first place.
Okay.
That's called Shatru Bodh.
Okay. And then what?
Once you have called somebody as your enemy, you will not allow him to lord over you. You will not allow him to come too close to you. You will not allow him to embrace you and dominate you and dictate you. And that's all. Nothing more is needed.
Okay.
Identify them and name them rightly. Do not hide your factuality in the garb of false names. You can call attachment as love. You can call fear as responsibility. There are so many things. You can call insecurity as ambition. There are so many false names that we assign to what is within. And that offers us a false consolation and a false sense of wellness. We remain sick and keep certifying ourselves to be healthy.
There's a rapper, I think his name is Tyler, the Creator. So he said that people cry about not receiving love in their life, not receiving care in their life, and then victimizing themselves. But the actual key here is, if you feel like you're not receiving something, go give it out in the world. Do you agree? Because
Of course not.
you don't agree?
Do we have the guts to receive love when it comes? Do we have the eyes to identify love when it comes? How will you get love if you keep blocking it in every instance? Somebody comes to deliver food to you, you don't even open the gate. And then you say, I am famished. What kind of sense is that? How is love not available? That's the thing with the ego. It never looks at itself. It would say, oh, the world is not offering me love. Are you even prepared to receive love? And love is dangerous. You won't receive it. Love destroys you. Love destroys you in the right sense. So you don't want to take love. Real love is a destroyer. Real love won't leave you the way you currently are. So people don't want love. People want little things like attachment, like cheap gratification. And if that is like validation, and if that is coming, they call the source as the lover. No, that's not love. Love is always available. We do not know what love is. Now let me define love in my own little way. I might be totally misplaced. The only thing worth loving, if we are consciousness personified, the only thing worth loving is purity, ascendance, liberation. Only that can be loved. Only that can be something one can aspire for. Only that's something one wants to come close to. Therefore, that's the only thing that can be loved. Liberation. Can I be liberated of my current state? Anything that keeps you more or less in your current state is not a gift of love. It is some kind of entertainment, which is okay. One sometimes needs to be entertained for a while. But let's not call that as love. even when it comes to giving love, because you talked of that, the same question applies. Do we know what love is? In the name of love, we keep on doing so many senseless things to others. Do we know what is love? I say I love a woman and I destroy her life. Does that not happen? And does not that happen in most of the cases? We talked of M. Scott Peck, I suppose, in the previous podcast, right? And I quoted to you that he has been categorical that marriage, the institution of marriage, is the root cause of neurosis in the world. Most cases that he says that he received as a practitioner were actually victims of the institution of marriage. So do we know what is love? The man says he loves the wife says he loves the man. Both husband and wife claim that they love the kids. And we see how most of the people in this world are. If everybody is loving everybody, how come the world is in such a terrible shape? Do we even know love? No, we don't know love. Because we are spiritually illiterate people. Right? So it's not as if we do not get love or we do not want to give love. Once you know who you are, then you also know what you essentially need. And then you are in love. And that love is unstoppable. The man who knows himself will be, in today's language, a die-hard lover. You can kill him. You cannot stop him from loving. Whereas the lovers that we usually come across, they can be so easily stopped in their tracks. The fellow says, I'm going to meet my girlfriend. You threaten him a little and he stops. The fellow says, I love my car. You put a gun here and he'll hand over the keys. The fellow says, oh, I love this or I love that political party. You convince him a little and he'll change his opinion. Or the fellow will say, I love chicken and will consume all the flesh. That's the kind of love that we have. No, I love chicken. I love my baby and I love chicken. I'll consume the chicken and I'll consume my baby. Much the same. That's not love. Most people die without coming even close to love. And that's such a tragedy, is it not? To live for 80 years, a loveless life. A loveless life. That's what most of us live. And if life is loveless, it's not worth living. Love is really what makes life not only tolerable but joyful. So there has to be real love. Real love.
If you enjoyed this video, just know that we've got a bunch of curated playlists on this channel just for you. So you don't have to consume every single subject that we cover on TRS, but you do have to consume the playlists that you enjoy the most. That's what I nudge you towards.